So this is the Urza's block format, and it has its own ban list. I guess they don't want people to play Tolarian Academy all the time, right? And use cards from Urza's Destiny, Urza's Legacy, and Urza's Saga. And yeah, let's take a look at some cards. Creatures. I built a deck. So, Fog of Nets. 2 black for a 1/1. Flying regenerates. Nice starter. Ticking Gnomes. It's a 3/3. And you can sack it to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. And Raven Familiar. Flying Echo. So most cards have Echo. In your upkeep, you pay the casting cost or sack it. So this one is kind of like a classic, I guess. When it comes into play, you look at the top 3 cards and you choose one. Very nice, a 1/2. Fleeting Image, flying, it unsummons itself, and it's a 2/1. Oh, Mastercore. Okay, now this is a classic. I mean, just looking at the dojo, I can, see that most decks utilize this card, and a 4/4 for 4, and at your upkeep you may choose and discard cards, or if you don't, you just sack it, but it can deal 1 damage to a creature and regenerate. So running 2 copies. I would run more, but I only had 2. I mean, 2 is enough, I guess. Giant Cockroach, because it's a 4/2. Okay, so Strand War Machine. Echo again. And it's kind of like Juggernaut. It's a 4/5. Quite powerful. Artifact. An uncommon. Vigilant Drake. Flying can untap itself. It's a 3/3. Costs a lot, but I mean, it's 19.99 or 2,000. Depends, but yeah. Here's this block. The Phyrexian Debaser. So fly, and can sack it to give target creature -2/-2, and it's a 2/2. Artwork by Mark Tending. Fantastic. And Palancron. I mean, it costs 7 mana, but when it comes into play, you untap 7 lands. Flying can unsummon itself, and it's a 4/5. So I guess this is the strongest creature that I have in this deck right here. So let's see some spells. Unearth, because I thought, well, most stuff has Echo. Creatures are going to die. So this just puts the creature into play. Come on. But it has to be a creature that costs 3 or less. Yeah. And then there's a couple of lands here. Spawning Pool. They're man lands. Okay. And Miscalculation. It's a counter spell. if the opponent cannot pay 2 mana, yep, which is the cost of the spell, and snap. It's kind of like an unsummon, and you untap up to 2 lands. Good riddance. Cool. So, Ring of Gigs. Okay. Echo. And this card reminds me of another card. So for 1 untap, you can tap an artifact, creature, or land. Mark the tin again. And SWAT. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Has cycling. Yeah, cycling. Back in the day. Frantic search. Draw 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. Untap whatever you paid for the spell. Nice, nice. Fairy Conclave. Well, it's one of those lands that comes into play tapped, but you add 1 blue mana to your mana pool, and it becomes a 2/1 flying creature. Very nice, and no mercy. For 4 mana, it's a black card. When a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. Great enchantment. There's also the sideboard, 7 cards. So flying protection from red, the Weather Seed Fairies. 2/1 King Crab. You can put target green creature on top of owner's library. So have ways to deal with red cards, green cards, the Eviscerator, deal with white cards, but you lose life. But it's a 5/5, not an enchantment, so that's nice. And an extra SWAT, because, well, I mean, a lot of creatures have power 2 or less, and you can cycle it. So, yeah, it's the deck that I've built. I'm gonna attempt to play some Urza's block. This deck is also legal in pre-modern. I checked, so yeah, I dare you to try to build an Urza's block deck or a pre-modern deck, because it's fun building these decks, and I'm gonna try to play some Urza's block. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and see you next time.